Hello there, the day has arrived. I've got my wheel spacer kit, which is called the flush kit from ECS Tuning. I'll show you what we've got. The rear ones, which are 17.5. See how thick they are? 17.5 millimeter. Those are for the rear. And then the front ones are only 10. I'm going over to a friend's house who has a torque wrench, and he's going to be able to put them on for me. Let's see if these are the front ones. These seem a little lighter. Yeah, and this is the front one, and you can see these say 10 millimeters. They're by ECS Tuning. These are made specifically only for Praetorian, the OEM at 19-inch rims. So they mentioned it, so it must mean something, right? So the other ones you can use on the aftermarket wheels, but it says these ones are only exclusively, see how there's little notches in them? They're only meant to be used with the 19-inch OEM wheels. So, well, this will be the front one, so it'll be up here. So these ones will go up here. Okay, and the other thing to remember is there's bolts in here, which I'll show you. And some people might not realize, and I guess you would, rudimentally, that the longer bolts, they're going to be slightly longer, are for the rear wheels because it's 17.5 millimeters, so you're going to need a longer bolt. And another thing to remember is they have to be conical. So the people that are having all these horror stories, I think, about spacers and, oh, you don't want to use them, they're perfectly fine. They will improve the stance of my vehicle, give me a wider track, which means I'll corner and I'll be able to handle better, and it'll improve the look. So there's nothing to be afraid of. The other thing, under the guidance of Fabian at FS Tuning, he says they torque them to 115 foot-pounds of torque. The specs are 90 foot-pounds of torque. So I guess the reason is we are driving them the way they're meant to be driven. So you don't want to be on the low side or the exact stock side. They torque them to 115. I trust his judgment, so we're gonna torque them to 115, just so that they stay on there really good. And once we get them installed, I'm gonna drive it around for like 5 minutes and then come back and retorque them again. So I'm gonna cut off this part of the video and I will show them being installed once we get over to my friend's house. There's my troublemaker. And I'm going to give it a bath tonight and clean it up, especially the wheels. They look terrible, I'm sorry. But I hope you can appreciate the wheel spacers. The flush kit has been installed. I have 10 millimeters in the front, 17.5 millimeters in the rear. It just makes it look a little bit more chunky, a little bit more aggressive. And you can see the lowering looks better now too. That's like a 3/4 view. I think it gives you the nice lines of the Golf R itself. See the wheels, and I'm going to show a close-up of what the spacers look like. You have to put a little anti-seize in there, but if you know how to change a tire, you can pretty much do it yourself. See? That's the 10 millimeter one right there. Looks really sharp. I like that it's black. It blends in with my wheel and my rotor. All right, that's 10 millimeter, and that gives it that look right there. And we'll see what it looks like from this angle. You can see that it sticks out more. See how the tire is just like jutting out a little bit? You can see it's kind of escaping the side of the body, which is nice. You want to see that? Makes it look a little more aggressive, a little more custom. Well worth the money. It's like a simple upgrade to do to make your car look better. And of course, this is the rear spacer. See how chunky that is? It's 17.5 millimeter. And this is the kit that said must be installed on OEM stock 19-inch wheels or they won't work. And you must put the slightly larger lug nuts or the bolts, lug bolts, on the rear. If you do it wrong, you're going to be messed up because the difference is like almost indistinguishable by the naked eye, because the front ones they give you with this set are 40 millimeter. The ones for the rear are 45 millimeter. A millimeter is the thickness of a dime. So you're talking about 5 dimes different. You can see how the tire juts out more now? It looks a lot better. By the way, I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Go rush out and see it while it's still in the theater. Support Marvel. Let them know that you approve of this movie, because the movie is fun. It is truly sci-fi. It is fantastical. It is hilarious. There are really good characters in it. The villain is awesome. And also, it pulls on your heartstrings from the moment the movie starts. I want to tell you, I kind of knew some behind-the-scenes stuff. And I knew that Rocket would be, we're delving into Rocket's creation. I know how painful it was and how troubling it is. And man, you feel it in the movie. I won't say anything more. I want to tell you, it is all about friendship. And that's what we need today. And it's about the Guardians. And it's about Rocket. And I want to tell you, it pulls on your heartstrings through the entire movie, up until the last second. So enjoy the movie. Go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's awesome. And no, I don't get paid by Marvel. I'm just a Marvel fan since I was a little tiny child. That's my 17.5 millimeter rear wheel spacer. And then we're going to go to the front. I want you to see the jutting out as well from this angle. We didn't really focus on. See how the wheel comes out more? It makes it look very more aggressive. It's like my car is up to something. It's like, come on, let's go, let's go. We want to drive. You can see it juts out more. See, stock would probably look like this. You'll just see a little bit. And this is what it looks like now. And that's a cheap way of doing it. But if you compare this to my other video, you'll see it dramatically. And it's not extreme. It's actually not an extreme upgrade. This is just the flush kit. Makes it look more aggressive. And it doesn't have that sunken in look from when you lower the car. Look like my wheels had disappeared under the body somewhere. Let's back up a little bit. We'll see its stance from this angle through the jungle. Isn't that nice? By the way, my turbocharged pipes have come in. I'm going to be getting my turbocharged pipes installed next Thursday, that I'm saving for the intercooler, Unitronic all the way. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.